Denise Gwen, reading aloud for you from my short story, The Greasy Spoon, Chapter 43. At one point during this raucous bull ride from hell, Ed had been in possession of his keys. They'd been in his pants pocket, as a matter of fact, when they'd been chained to the back of the pickup truck. But what happened to them in all the mess that followed? Did they get jostled out of his pocket at some point during this god-awful mess? Heck, his keys could be anywhere. They might have fallen out of his pocket at any point. Hell, they might have fallen to the gas-filled concrete bunker below the gassing cage. And if that were true, then Nick would never find them. Then again, the keys to Ed's car just might be on his person. On his dead person. Fuck. Nick climbed slowly to his feet. He was wasting time with all this mushy-headed thinking. I need to get a move on. He peered around the front corner of the pole barn, and yes, sure enough, both trucks were still parked in front of the office, and nobody was in them. He studied the cab of each truck, but did not see Maria in either one of them. She might be on her way to the trucks, or she might be hiding. Okay. He turned back around to study Junior and the two rifles. He really didn't need two rifles, but he sure as hell wasn't going to leave one lying around for Junior when he finally came to. He picked them up and tucked them awkwardly under his left arm and walked over to the back side of the pole barn, and it took him a minute to identify Ed. His body had disappeared into the tall grass. He glanced over his shoulder one last time. Jeb Jr. lay stretched out on the grass, still unconscious. He licked his parched lips. Okay, now. He booked it down the back length of the pole barn. He felt horribly exposed as he ran. Jeb might come out through that side door, guns a-blazing, and if he did, Nick figured he might come out of that gunfight okay, or he might not. But he was taking an awful chance running down here this way, but he kept on running. And to his surprise, he made it to Ed's body and dropped the rifles into the tall grass beside Ed and gasped and caught his breath. Not a single soul saw him. The left side of Ed's face was a grisly mess of meat and skin and shattered bone, leaving the right eye staring out at him unblinkingly as a fly landed on the cornea and rubbed its sticky legs together. Nick flinched, closed his eyes, and checked Ed's pockets and came across something small and hard and pulled out the key fob to the Mercedes. Jesus, what a fucking miracle. The keys to the black Mercedes parked behind the courthouse in Parkersburg. Nick studied the keys resting in the palm of his hand and wondered, did all this really happen just a few hours ago, or am I imagining it? It felt like a lot of years had passed since this morning, leading up to the moment where he presently found himself kneeling in the tall grass at his dead friend's body. I'm sorry, guy. A sound startled him and he looked up. The side door that he'd escaped from with Maria and Ed earlier flew open and he yanked the handgun out of his back right pocket and sighted it ready to shoot. But instead of Jeb, another stream of Latinos burst out, crying and screaming, and a sick feeling filled his heart. What was Jeb doing? And where the fuck was Maria?